Hello and welcome to Vista 3 Programming for Pyrotechnics. And today I'm just going to quickly run through how to connect to Capture Visualizer and run a quick, simple chase. So I'm going to start with adding some fixtures into Vista. And I've got generic dimmer selected, and I'm just going to add 10 of those. From there, I go into my fixture chooser, and I'm going to assign each fixture into its own group. There, I'm going to go into my console, and I'm just going to drag each group into its own fader. Okay, now I have a flash button assigned to each individual fixture. I'm going to go one step further as well and turn these into doubles. So what I'm going to do is 1 and 10. 2 and 9. Okay, and now I'm going to assign these ones into a new page. Just 1 and 10. And so forth. Okay, now I can take a look at that. Now I can run this whole thing basically just with one hand. Okay, now we're going to go into Capture. Start a new project. And I'm going to build a super simple stage. And I'm just going to add a box on the screen and then set that box to 10 by 20 by half a meter thick. And in the beta view, I'm going to go into live. In the views here, I'm going to select ambient lighting at 100%. And now we have a 3D rendering of just the most simple stage you've ever seen. Now I'm going to go back into my library, and in generic, they have a flame jet. Now, flame jet isn't an actual unit itself, but it can be attached to any single jet units, such as salamanders or G-flames or a myriad of other flame devices. But for this demonstration, I'm not going to be adding in any actual pyro fixtures. It's just going to be the flame jets themselves. So what I'll do is I'll take them, and I'm just going to drag it up to the stage. And I'll copy that 10 times. Okay, now we've got 10 fixtures. I'm going to patch each one. Okay, there we go. And now what we can do is we got to go back into Vista, into our patch, and into Connect Universes. Now I've already got them added here, but Capture will accept either ArtNet or streaming ACN, and basically just add that network connection into here, and then you assign it into whatever universe you want to be outputted. It doesn't have to be both, you can do either one, but just for the example here. So now it says my streaming ACN is connected. So if I go back into Capture, I now have flames on stage. So I can play around with this and come up with looks. But next I'm going to create a very simple queue. So I go back into Vista, and I'll create a new queue list. Edit that. I'm going to select all my fixtures. Go into Features, 100%, and second queue, 0%. Now I'm going to hold Control, select both, click Merge, and go into the timeline. I'm going to set these to hot power, and I'm also going to copy it. So just Control C. Now I'm going to take the bottom marker here and drag this out to 10 seconds. Now I'm going to add another one, and I'm going to drag the top marker up to 10 seconds. My next one, same thing. Now I'm going to go into Fan and Fan from Center, hold Control. And my last cue, select everything and fan from both ends, hold Control. Drag that out to 10 seconds as well. Ish. Okay. I'll save and release that. Go back into our fixtures, and let's play that. So now you can see I have a very slow chase from right to left. The next one is left to right, in to out, and out to in. So now that my cue list is on default, what I can do is manipulate this side of the board as well. So I'm going to first hit the top right square, select Menu, and then go into Play. Now we've got a bunch of different play options. I'm going to click Chase and Forward. So now this cue is running perpetually at 60 BPM. So I'm going to label that as 60 BPM. I'm going to duplicate that, select this as a default cue list. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Rate, and I'm going to bring that rate up to 120. And I'll label that. Now I'm going to duplicate that, select this as a default, and now I'm going to bring the rate up to 240. Which is probably too fast for any fixture, but I think it looks cool. And we'll label that as 240. Okay, release all that. Now I'll bring these cues into the board. 60, 120, and 240. Now I'm going to set my 60 as my default cue list. So now if we go back into Capture, I can still see my flames as individual flashes, but I can start running it at 60 BPM. $120 BPM, or a ridiculous 240 BPM. Now my default cue is at the 60 BPM, so what I can do as well is I can utilize my rate live as well. So I will I can bring this down to 0 and completely stop the chase, or I can bump it up slowly to whatever rate that will match the music that I'm trying to program to. So wherever that lands there. I can also slow this down, and as it's doing its chase, I can also utilize the flash buttons, so I can fill in any part of the chase that I want. And if I page up, I can use just these 5 to do a mirrored image chase. And there you have it. That's just a very quick and simple way to connect to capture and to program a very basic cue. Thank you for watching.